Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, I am back. Hello, Dwight. How are you doing? First in the chat. So good to have you. I am still a little bit drowsy. Still in a lot of pain. Yesterday, I realized how much was being carried by painkillers. Let's pop this chat out. How do I do it? How's everyone doing? Less about me. How are you guys? How are you, Dwight? I'm absolutely freezing, so I'm wrapped up. What happened? I have thankfully had an operation that I've been waiting for a very long time. It was to find out if I had endometriosis. I think I've mentioned it a few times, but I know it's ever so boring. I just had a lot of pain, a lot of women's problems, and I was really worried that they were either going to say they found worse, or, like most cases for women going through the diagnosis of endometriosis, be told that they couldn't find anything. It can take anywhere from 3 to 8 years to be diagnosed with it. So I was really panicking that it was going to end up like that. But thankfully, they found it. I'm not crazy. I'm not making it up. So that's nice. I didn't expect how much I would be in pain after. I'm not going to lie. It was just keyhole surgery. Although people keep saying just keyhole surgery. I'm sore. I feel like I've been stabbed. So I'm just trying to deal with that pain. But I didn't want to leave you guys. I thought, literally, the painkillers, I was high as a kite. I've actually got a video that I took of myself. I was just videoing myself because I was really enjoying my crisps, and the conversation that the woman across from me was having with me was so gross, and it was making me laugh that I was eating and it wasn't bothering me. I didn't realize when I was recording it how high I am. It's just on my face, it makes me laugh. So I can share that with you guys. But yeah, endometriosis was found behind my uterus. All these gross women things. But yeah, I'm just thankful to be on the other side of it. Post-operation complications. My shoulder is killing me. Almost as much as my stomach, my abdomen is. When they do a laparoscopic surgery, they use carbon dioxide to inflate your stomach so that they can get the camera and all the instruments around better. And then that gas has to release over time. And apparently it like as a secondary feeling irritates the nerves up here, which sucks. It feels like I've had a bad night's sleep, like a crooked, but it's just in my shoulder and it's been for a few days now. But I'm just moaning. That's all I'm doing. How's everyone else doing? I said that I wasn't going to take up this episode talking loads about it, so stop me in my tracks if I am. How's everyone's weekend been? How's everyone's start to the week been so far? Have we been up to anything fun? I've actually got a event that I'm going to with a different human design. A fate, church fate for neurodivergents and their community. So that should be fun, but I'm not gonna lie, I agreed to that when I was feeling a little more high. Um, Now I'm in a bit more pain. I thought I would just be fine as long as I don't carry anything too heavy or don't lift anything too heavy, because you risk like a hernia or something like that. Last thing I need. Um, Sounds awful. Hope you're on the mend now. I am. Hope that thankfully. No more days off. I'll be here. Um, yeah, thankfully. I'm sure you hear enough from your other half how complicated and awful, really, our reproductive systems can be, especially if you're not using them. And then there's a whole new kettle of fish when you are using it. Just complicated. Sometimes it'd be much easier, I believe, if we had as simple genitals and reproductive systems as men and hormones. But maybe that's just me thinking the grass is greener. Who knows? Um, I wanted to have a look at food gasser. So much easier being a man. That's what I'm told. I try not to be that, sounding like I'm a man hater and like, oh, men have it so easy. But it's other men that tell me this. It's not an offensive, meant to be offensive anyway. Um, I wasn't able to post to social media that we were live either because I've got the camera set up. This is my phone. You're in my phone right now. But it means it was too busy for me to sound the alarm, put out the call. Is this camera lagging? That's the one thing I'm worried about every so often. I just catch it. But I want to have a look at Food Guesser. I think I can do better. Should we try it without looking at the map? I said we can try. Doesn't mean it's going to work out that way. That's how I see it. Food Guesser. They email me every day now. My wife is going through a lot of problems currently, and it seems like she just can't catch a break. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Do you know what? I don't think there's many women that I know in right now that aren't going through something. The medical books just don't equate for female anatomy like they do the men's. Same as psychology. If we look at history, all of this was tested on men, theoretically poised onto men. I don't know. It's not men's fault, right? Never. Not the general man, anyway. Not your average working Joe. We love our average working Joes. Can you guess? Can you see that I am just trying to work something out in the background? Just chatting crap. But I'm sorry to hear about your wife going through stuff. If she'd get any comfort joining the streams, what does she do while you're on these streams? Does she have something that she goes on her phone, or does she have the people that she follows? That's quite an interesting dynamic. I know me and my partner watch some of the same stuff. But I think my most favourite things to watch, some of them are on my own. I think so anyway. Homemaker, what a queen. What an absolute queen. I remember you saying, yeah, of course. I'm sure she's got her hands absolutely full. I'm sure you both do. When it comes to lunchtime, I'm sure it's nice to clock off for a little bit. I saw a wicked video at the weekend of a young autistic dude. I should have saved it so that I could have played it here, but he's playing music and I didn't want to get his copyright and all that. But it's an autistic lad, non-speaking, and he's making beats for people to rap over, or just beats, songs. And he's building them like instrument by instrument. And it was amazing to see this like genius level of musical talent. And then his this different brain, basically, how he's processing things differently, how he responds differently. You could see that he was having the same mannerisms as like your biggest DJs, you know, the way that they move around the decks, the way that they sort of get excited for their own music. He was doing that same motion, but wasn't able to verbally express it. It just reminds you, doesn't it, that non-speaking doesn't mean non-thinking or that there's nothing going on up here. So if you have any non-speaking people in your life, make sure we're not talking about them while they're there in a way that they wouldn't appreciate. It happens a lot. I know some people are going to be listening to that being like, obviously, Steph. Obviously, I wouldn't talk about a child like they're not there. But it happens. It happens a lot. Very commonly. Okay, let's have a look. If I go to React Cam, ooh, let's move me out a bit. Oh, I'm in this camera here. Hello. Do I like that? I'm a bit orange. We'll leave it. We'll play on. Let's have a look at this. Oh, no, I need it smaller. I need it much smaller. I'm not going to lie, some of that looks really nice, and then I look at it a bit longer, and then it doesn't look nice again. Do you know what I mean? Like that meat is giving, it's pork belly, but that looks like ribs from a Chinese shop, from a Chinese takeaway. That meat on it looks lovely. And then I thought it was chips. It doesn't look like chips at all, so let's have a browse. It's going to be Asian of some sort, right? I imagine. Pork belly, fermented soybeans, crushed ginger, minced garlic, star anise, soy sauce, sugar, salt, pepper, cinnamon stick optional, rice wine, rice cooking wine. So I want to guess China. But that seems a bit. Oh no, okay. We got it. I'm impressed with myself with that one. Cambodia we were going. That's exotic. We were really going for that. You watch though, now you've said that, that will come up as an option. Got that in first go, well done. Kong Ba Pung. Kong Ba Pung. Butchering it. The dish typically features pork belly as the primary ingredient. It's characterized by a layered structure, and I'm not going to lie, is that just ginger? Is that strips of ginger? Or is that something else? Is that fermented soybeans? I'm not too sure. I would definitely try the meat. I would definitely have a try at the rice. Most definitely. Right, let's see if we can do as well here. Ooh. Okay, what am I looking at? Semolina. I love semolina, by the way. Milk, butter, egg yolks, Parmesan cheese, nutmeg. What are these? This dish is a savoury delight made with semolina, milk. Oh, yeah, I've just been through that. It's crafted into small discs, then baked into golden perfection. Rich in flavour, the semolina mixture is first cooked into a thick porridge, cooled and then shaped. The final bake results in a crisp top with a creamy, tender interior, often enhanced by extra butter and parmesan. The fact it says parmesan makes me want to say Italy. What does that say up there? Can anyone read that? Does it say anything Italian? I'm going to go with Italy. What is happening? Am I good at this now? I don't know what to do. Like, okay. It seems like I've had my operation and everything's better. That's cool. Oh, we were doing so well, and now I'm just offered a bucket of slop. Surely. Let's get that over there a bit more. Fermented rice, shrimp, salt, garlic, pepper. Okay, first fermented cooked rice with freshwater shrimp in a jar for several days, adding salt to the mixture. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. That sounds like Chinese again. Barong Hippon. What does that say on there? Does that say Cambodia? I can't read it. Uh, Maybe that. Let me go in. Ooh, no. What does that say? Gabor. See, it doesn't look Chinese, right? It doesn't look. Or is it? Barong. Hmm. Where do we go? Fermented cooked rice with shrimp. Let's try Hong Kong. Warm. Okay. It's not going to be China again, is it? No, because it would have bordered. Okay. Am I saying Cambodia? Am I just doing it? We are warm. That got me then. I'm not going to lie. I was like, are we actually this is where I need a map. Okay. Singapore. Oh, still warm. Thailand. Philippines. It was only a matter of time, right? Before we went through them all. But can I just remind you, we did not use the map. What? I'm happy with it. That is a decent score, I think. Oh, wait, today's average score was. Oh, no, never mind. Yeah, I thought we did a lot better than that. I'm not going to lie. How much better can we need to do? It was just the Philippines one. We got it bang on the first two. Okay, well. I'm not going to lie. I think we got a better result last time. And I don't think we got anywhere near as close to the answers. So I'm really confused. Maybe we're just going up against what other people did. God knows. God knows. Sorry. Dead air. The cheek of it. How dare I? Taiwan was a decent guess, to be fair. Like I said, we were just going through them. Different Asian countries. Eventually, I was going to end up at one of them. I went for Cambodia, though. I was almost certain when it seemed like it was getting warm. Can we talk about how to break 100 over 18 holes and the benefits of using 4 hybrid over a 5 iron? Most definitely we can. Most definitely can. How to break 100 over 18 holes. Let's start with that sentence. What? What does that even mean? I will happily unpack this with you. How to break 100 over 18 holes. To consistently break 100 in golf. I have no idea what I'm saying. Focus on accuracy over distance. Master your short game and avoid costly mistakes, especially penalty strokes. Prioritize getting on the green and two putting. Are we two putting, Dwight? That might be where you're missing out. And consider playing from the forward tees for a more manageable course. What is with the names? Par is 72 on a standard course. Okay. These words I can read. Most definitely I can read them. I can handle them. The par is 72 on a standard course. I just said that sentence perfectly, even with dyslexia. Let's go. Do I know what I'm saying still? No. So the par, that's what people normally get. Is that right? The average. 72. So is this the score? The score that you're getting over the... I know it might sound like I'm being an idiot, but I'm genuinely trying to understand. I sometimes 3-putt. That's fine. I think What's wrong with 3-putting? What's wrong with 3-putting? 3-putting in golf, while frustrating, is often a result of poor distance control on the first putt. All right, so it's just some practice time. It's just some... Is this what you're trying to get me to do? Like, I went to a mental health professional's live stream, told them about my golfing, and she told me, go and practice more. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm sorry, love. I need to go and play golf. Don't use me for that. But there's a video, How to Stop 3-Putting by Chris Ryan Golf. Have you checked out his video? I mean, don't stay here and talk to me, but after, it looks like there's a few. Unlock 3 key tips to avoid 3-putts. I'm not going to lie, YouTube has got you covered for your hobby. You know, when I'm trying to find out stuff about fixing this podcast, like before I even came online, the reason I was taking so long is because the mics just stopped working. I did a test record, played it back, and there was no audio. I don't know why, because nothing has changed on this computer since the last time we spoke. Nothing has changed. Nothing should have been the reason for anything changing. So I spent 45 minutes trying to work it out. And ChatGPT, Google, no one's giving me answers. I Google your one sentence that I have no idea what it even says, and Google knows exactly what I mean. I needed an excuse to play more. Well, is a three putting, is that really embarrassing? We can work through the shame, the embarrassment that comes with that. Are you experiencing a lot of stress, a lot of overwhelm, a lot of burnout? In which case, I would definitely recommend playing more golf. Doing anything that you really enjoy in life. Making sure you're getting a dose of that, even if it's just a little, is good for us. It's good for the brain. And I imagine something like golf would be good, right? Generally, it's a nice day. You're walking around with your pals. Not embarrassing, just frustrating. What's frustrating about it? Are you a rager? How many clubs have we bent? Or are you a silent frustrator? Does no one know quite the torment that's going on in your brain? Then you get in your car and you're just like, "Argh!" I was going to imitate like holding the steering wheel and like when you could just go nuts in your car, but I'm in a lot of pain and I didn't remember that until I went to go and make the movement. Not worth it. I'm trying to be more focused and keeping calm during bad shots. I like that. I like the sound of that a lot. Because I imagine if you're getting frustrated with, say you're on a course, hole 1, you're 3-putted, hole 4, you're 4-putted, you know what I mean? It's just terrible. And you're in your own head. How do you then continue the rest of your, you've got 18 holes, right? Potentially. That's what I wrote on there, isn't it? 18 holes? Is that right? 9 or 18, is that right? So how do you maintain that going forward? Sports psychology is fascinating, being able to learn how to keep your cool. I imagine that self-help book encompasses a lot of this advice, right? How to stay focused, how to keep calm. We're going to make these bad shots sometimes, especially if we're not at the best level we can be yet. It's inevitable. So what do? Not a rage quitter, nah, nothing like that. I'm focused on getting better and breaking 100. Okay, so explain to me, what is breaking 100? Does this mean getting more than a score of 100 across 18 holes? Is that what I'm understanding? I feel like I'm getting there. I feel like I'm working it out. One day we'll take the stream to play golf. Just a driving range to begin with. I think that could be quite fun. I'm excited for it now. In terms of how well will I do with 18 holes, we might be there a while. I'd be lucky if I could break 3. I don't know. I'm just saying things. Oh, Mark, lovely to have you at doctor's office. Just wanted to pop on and say hi. Hope you're healing well. Oh, thank you, Mark. It must be very early for you where you are. Thank you very much for coming on. Yeah, healing well. A little bit sore, a little bit taken for granted the amount of painkillers I was on yesterday. I kind of miss them today. But we live on, we crack on. So thank you very much. That's really sweet. I hope the doctors goes well for you too. You know that golf is a game of the lower you score, the better is breaking. So, oh, you keep saying par is 72, like I know what that sentence means either. I don't know what these things mean. Par is 72. Okay. So I just assumed 100 would be better. You know, you're welcome, Mark. if someone was like, do you want 100 sweets or 72 sweets? I would consider the more amount of sweets, the better option. But I understand. Now you're telling me golf is about getting the lowest number. So you are still not getting below 100. Is that what I'm understanding? I'm really trying to grasp this with you. It makes me laugh. I'm talking so slowly. And so, like, I don't want you to take it as condescending. I'm genuinely intrigued. I need to know, right? I'm going to be playing it. I'm going to be the next Tiger Woods. Okay, there was some tips here. So, prioritize accuracy and course management. Course management. Par is how many shots? Okay, so across 18 holes, 72 shots. I'm gonna need some maths. I'm gonna need some calculator. $18 divided by, say, 72. No, that doesn't make sense, does it? Oh, okay. Oh, you're making it feel like, everyone's got this down and you're like really struggling. This is okay. 75% of golfers worldwide don't break 100. This is like, okay, I'm understanding it now. Okay. Breaking 100 means to be in that top percentile. Okay. Low is good. So, how many attempts do you get at each one? I didn't realize I did it the wrong way around. I need to do 72 divided by 18. Right? 72 divided by 18. 4. So you need to be putting, shotting, shooting, golfing your golf balls. You get 4 attempts at each hole. Is that right? So, like, it could be ages away. Your average is 104 shots. Let's work that out. So 104 divided by 18. 5.7. See them? I can see when you break it down, there's actually not in it. You just need to be getting a few more pots. So I see what you mean now. If you're putting 3 times, then that's eating into your allocated attempts for each hole. I'm really trying to help you with this. But it's saying here what did it say? Prioritize accuracy and course management. Does that not annoy you? Hello, Catherine. Hello, Kat. How you doing? Oh, I'm over here. You're over here. Hello, Chicken. I'm sorry I couldn't message you before. You're in my phone right now. I couldn't get it off the stand and message anyone back while I was figuring out this live stream. And we're discussing golf and how to break 100. And the benefits of using a 4 hybrid over a 5 iron. That will be coming up. If anyone actually has some questions about mental health, they are more than welcome to bring them to the session. We are currently talking about how to optimize our golf game and how to manage the disappointment and the frustration as it's happening. Play for a bogey. I thought tennis named their stuff crazy. Bogey, eagle. Why bogey? Why bogey? So there are par 3s and par 4s and par 5s. Okay, meaning that is that individual holes? are like some are going to be more naturally. People actually get hole in ones. Does that happen? That actually happens. And if so, how regularly? It's crazy to me that you can get a tiny little ball from the tee all the way to the hole in 3 attempts. Let alone, get hole in one. Like, you can do it in 3. It's very impressive the more I think about it. Definitely couldn't watch it as a sport, I'm not going to lie. Unless it's that woman that just hits people in the crowd with their balls. I could watch her all day. Yeah, individual holes. I'm just a golfing pro now. Don't get me long. And I will be. What would you do if I could beat 2-putting? What would you do if I broke 100? I can't even fluently and like naturally say these things. I've got absolutely no business. So, play for a bogey. Instead of aiming for pars, focus on making bogey on each hole, which is a more realistic goal for many golfers trying to break 100. Have you considered this? Trying for a bogey. Keep the ball in play. Avoid hitting the ball into hazards, out of bounds, or thick rough, as these can help. I mean, that's kind of obvious, right? Here's me thinking there's all this really good information just because I don't know anything about the subject. And now I'm reading it. It seems like it's kind of like, I'm sure you would have thought about not getting it in the water or not getting it in the sand. Right? I think you would have known not to do that. So who are these advices for? Smart play. Consider course strategy and choose your clubs wisely, focusing on accuracy and getting the ball on the green in regulation. Okay, so clubs have a lot to do with it. And you did say that there was one club better than another. Hole 1 is obviously 1. Hole in 1 is obviously a 1. A birdie is 1 under par. Okay, par is par. Appreciate it. Bogey is 1 over par. Okay, double bogey, 2. I think I get the idea of it. Okay. A birdie is under, a bogey is over. I think that's where when you start getting into doubles and triple bogeys, it's just making my stomach a bit queasy, I'm not going to lie. But you mentioned that uh, a 4 hybrid over a 5 iron. I'm going to figure this out. 5 hybrid over a... Wait, 4 hybrid. Get it right, Steph. So a hybrid, I'm guessing, does multiple things rather than the iron, which drives. What does the irons do? For many golfers, a 4 hybrid offers advantage over a... Oh, I didn't put the 5 iron. A hybrid's good alternative to a 5 iron, offering similar distances and potentially better performances in certain situations, especially out of the rough or for players with lower swing speeds. Do you consider yourself to have a lower swing speed? If so, the 4 hybrid is for you, it sounds. How am I doing? Have I won you over yet? It's uh it's a fun old game, this YouTube. All this stuff that I never thought I'd ever consider learning. Can you hear my tummy? Do you want to see me high as a kite? I'm going to I don't need the audio because the person that's talking to me is talking to me about their disabled child. But they are talking about potty training, a load of stuff that just I'm happy to hear clearly at this point in my life because I was high as a kite. But the fact I'm eating my favourite bag of crisps and it still doesn't bother me really makes me laugh. So here's me. Let's have a browse. She's just talking at me. And then I just lovingly look at her like it's like she's just confessed like the nicest thing to me. And I'm just like, my face cracks me up every time I look at this, especially at the start. I just get my crisps. So happy to have them. Trigger warning, I suppose, if hospitals or anything like that make you feel queasy. Nothing bad to be seen, obviously. But yeah, there's me loving life, eating my skips. I took quite a bit of footage, but it's just not really usable because there's conversations in the background. It's just not very pleasant for other people that were there. But I've got a fair amount. I've got stories. She is so cute. Thank you. I actually think, despite how gross I feel I look, I actually think I'm very, very cute. I've not got my piercings in either. I had to take them out. It made me laugh. The morning of it, I had to get up at 5:30 to have a shower. We use this antibacterial wash for the third day in a row that they asked me to use this for. And I wasn't able to put my cream on after. Now I've got eczema. I need to put cream on as soon as I get out of the shower. I need to lock that moisture in. So my skin right now, if you can see my forehead, it's dry, it's wrinkly, it's doing all sorts of things that I don't want it to do. Stuff that I can avoid by just putting cream on, and it's just dried my skin out completely. So I got there at 7 a.m. They still didn't operate until I think it was 3:30 in the afternoon. I wasn't picked up till 7 at night. It was a long day to not have any cream on. So my skin really took a toll. But when I first got there, obviously, you can see I've got my gown on. This is post-operation. I had to sit there for hours with the gown on, with the surgical pants. I didn't know they were pants. I opened them because they're like flat packed, stuck together, like folded. And I opened just one, and they opened to a bit of material with it looked like one hole in it. Looked like it was for my head. So as she put them down on my bed, I just sort of grabbed the first one and opened it, put it on my head. And as she turned around, she just laughed. And I was like, is this not for my... So I'm like tucking my hair into it. And she was like, no, 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 no. She put it off and she was like, they've got leg holes in. It's like, That wasn't embarrassing at all. That's fine. The pants do suck. They cut into my legs so tightly. I was like, can we make these holes a little bit bigger? Are you sure this isn't a hat? Yeah, on my head. Where else is it supposed to go? It looked like a shower cap. It looked like, because I've got long hair, I just assumed for surgical reasons you didn't want this up in their shit. I don't know. So yeah, it went on my head. And she very kindly laughed and reminded me that no, that's not what it's for, you silly woman. Um, and then them gowns are just open all the time. If you need to get up, you just can't manage it. I've never always looked at people been like, sort your gown out. Why can I see your backside? And after wearing one myself, I get it. Oh my word. Like everything is on show. You get out of bed and it just moves everything. And it got to the point where I was so sore that I was just leaving it. I was like, you can all just look. I don't care anymore. I've got my horrible pants on. I'm not exactly butt naked. But yeah, oh my God. Met some really lovely people in there. There was one woman who she was taken first because she's diabetic. And when she came back, I was talking to the woman across from her still about her neurodivergent child. And we're talking about dyslexia, dyspraxia, blah, blah, blah. And when this lady was taken through, the first woman that was brought through woke up and she looked at me and she was like, when I hear you talk, I can hear a lot of passion and it makes me very happy. She says, I'm very high right now, but you're a good one. It made me laugh. It was very sweet. It made me feel good. This woman didn't know me from anything. And it was just very sweet for her to have said that. Again, I'm sure it was helped by the copious amount of drugs that she was on. I'm sure. But very kind nonetheless. And I believe her son works at the same school that your daughter goes to, Kat, in Loughborough. I'm almost certain, which I won't say the name of, obviously. Because she was talking about the struggle to get into one in Belton Mowbray, is it? I love Ward's sister stories. I have a few. Oh, that's so cool. Do you know what? We had a right bond. We were there for a few hours, all waiting together. And obviously no one else is allowed to come in with you and wait because it's, for privacy reasons. And we were very lucky that we were in a brand new building for the general hospital. It was like a private doctor's. And yeah, it was nice. Dwight, in Stableford scoring, points are awarded based on how a golfer performs on each hole relative to par, with the goal being to accumulate the highest goal points over the round, not the lowest score. Maybe I was always referring to the Stableford scoring because that's my power right there. Did you not know that Catherine Stableford is of the golfing Stableford family? She is an heir to the golfing throne. Just making stuff up. That would be cool, though. Did you know this, Kat? Did you know that your last name was a form of golf scoring? I think that's quite interesting. I think it's quite interesting. Oh, my word. Well, the initial plan was to only keep it short today because your girl's in pain. Just a little bit more rest, I think, needs happening. Cat love learning something new. We need to try golf, Cat. we need to go to the driving range near me and shoot a few 9 irons or 4 hybrids. I don't know, whatever they've got for us to borrow, to hire from them. But now that I have 4 hybrid in my mind, I will ask for that as if I know what I'm talking about. And they will give it to me like I deserve it. It's my right as a new golfer, surely. But anyway, your girl needs some painkillers and a drink. Oh, I didn't mention how hard it is to cough right now. Oh my word. Just trying to stay hydrated enough that I don't get a dry mouth. It hurts so much. So, I hope you have enjoyed this talk about golf. We are back tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. for the members only. So if you're not a member yet, head over to our Patreon, adifferenthumandesign.co.uk. You can go to our Patreon via our website or just Google A Different Human Design Patreon. We'll be the first link, I'm sure. And let's show you. It always comes up in Spanish for me. Which is useless. Coughing and sneezing. I have not sneezed yet. I didn't even think about that. Sneezing is, I usually love a sneeze as well. Never mind. Right, where's our Patreon? Let me show you. Have I seen Interstellar? I've seen Interstellar. Interstellar reminded me of another painkiller, actually. If anyone has taken or experienced through, obviously, the medical field or experimenting with recreational drugs, I suppose, ketamine can be quite the strong bean. And I remember going through multiple dimensions. I was sand. I was a Rubik's Cube. And I was just going through different cycles of, it was kind of like Interstellar, where he's reaching those different parts through the black hole. And I think it's what first made me think about like DMT and hallucinogenics and how they might possibly be unlocking something within the brain rather than convoluting it or mixing it up with stuff that I don't know. Does that make it into? I'm not explaining myself. I don't know why I need to ask that. We see drug taking as it alters your perception, right? But what if certain drugs within the system helped you to understand and to see certain things that you couldn't before? Again, not advocating for drugs, 100, not at all. We are just conversing about them. Because I think it's interesting that you can have these people that try DMT, peyote, these strong hallucinogenics, and they all have the same roundabout trip. They meet the same figures and symbols and meanings. And we, even with something like magic mushrooms, people experience something like ego death. How is everyone having these same experiences? Because when I get drunk, I don't do the same things or feel the same way as Kat necessarily when she gets drunk. So alcohol, I can safely say, just inhibits your inhibitions. I realise you asked about Interstellar and I'm here talking about drugs, but that's a black hole for you. I'm trying to translate because it did come up in Spanish. Have you seen Interstellar? Did you enjoy Interstellar? I'm not going to lie, it broke my brain. That whole, that you can be gone far enough that time goes so slowly. But it's going mega fast on Earth and you're missing stuff. I don't know. I still haven't watched. I watched the first 20 minutes of that Manifest on Netflix. Let's all get drunk. Do you know what? I was considering doing a subathon where we do drink. This could be a nightmare. We were going to do it last year. Makes me cry every time. It's a very sad film. It's a long film. I'm not going to lie. After the first time I watched it, I didn't need to watch it again. If you're watching that more than once, your brain must be quite intelligent. You must be quite good at taking a lot of things on. Yeah, I don't think I could watch it again. It was such a big, all-encompassing movie that, unless I was maybe showing someone, I suppose that would be the other way that I'd watch it again. That makes sense. But yeah, the subathon, getting drunk. The original plan for this year was to try and do it on St. Patrick's Day, which would have been Monday, which wouldn't have been possible for me. Just the way that it worked out. So that's either the universe telling me, don't get drunk on stream. That's embarrassing. Or it's just saying, girl, reschedule because that could be funny. That's why you need to watch it multiple times. See, I feel like I didn't finish the film like, I don't get that, or that didn't make sense to me. Not kind of like I remember going to see Final Destination 3 with my stepmom, and we were arguing on the way home as if we'd seen two different films. It wasn't like Interstellar was like I didn't understand it the way other people were understanding it. Maybe I do need to give it a go again. I'm trying to think if there's anyone that I hang out with that hasn't watched it. I can guarantee Kat's watched Interstellar because she's watched everything. She is the movie queen. But if I was to do a subathon, a drink along, would that be something that you would follow along and watch? I don't know how we'd do it. We could have certain markers that if we reach the goal, then I'd have to do the certain things. And Kat saying, yep, I don't know if that's about the movie or that she would also be willing to get drunk and do things on camera. Again, not with me. PG, happy things, fun things. We'll see. We may need Lindsay there as our resident non-drinker. I would be your guest for the subathon. I'm sure you would. You could be my food guesser champ. Oh, what was I showing you? I was showing you the Patreon. Different Human Design. Yeah, you can see it there. Patreon.com/a different human design, but you can find that through our website or Google, like I said. There's me and Lynn's there. For your subscription options, what can we get? So for as little as £1, you can join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. Through having a Patreon subscription, I will personally email you a link to the live stream so that you can join us at 7, or it will be posted to our Patreon. You can join us via there. And it's available to watch on demand after. You don't have to catch us live. It's your little episodes for the subscribers, for the people who support show, but keep us here, basically. That keep our website running, that keeps our business flowing. The audacity of having... I clicked the wrong button and it started the intro. I don't need that. Oh my word. I was saying the audacity of having 2 different cameras. This is hilarious. Who do I think I am? That is just... coming at you live from the... I'm having too much fun with that on my own. Laughing is making my stomach hurt, but I can't stop switching between them. The wrong one again. Okay. I've had my fun. I can't even get it right. I'm losing my mind. Thank you very much for joining us. If you have the chance to join us tomorrow at 7 p.m, please join our Patreon for as little as £1. And there was other options there as well if you'd like to support us more. There's a load more benefits that you can get in the different categories, the different tiers. Other than that, thank you very much for joining us, joining me while I suffer through this pain. And I will see you tomorrow. Kat should be in the studio. Ooh. It's always lovely to have her. So I shall see you tomorrow. Take care.